good things come to those who wait, and this capacity crowd at the Multiversum in Vienna have waited all day to see this man, Austria's #1, the #3 seed here this weekend at the Austrian Darts Open, the gentle Mensur Suljovic. Dumped out early in this tournament in his home city of Vienna last year. He is looking to make amends. And he's in the half of the draw where the top seed, Peter Snakebite Wright, has already been sent packing in a huge shock. Kim Viljonen, the Finn, knocking out the world #3, Peter Wright. Can Mensur take advantage? Cheeky little winks there, suggests they think he could. Mensur Suljovic against Ronny Huybrechts in the final game of the night at the Austrian Darts Open. Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box.
Yeah, it's certainly opened up in that bottom half of the draw, hasn't it? Winner of this to face Mervyn King. You've got Viljonen against Doby, Kim Huybrechts against Joe Cullen, Jelle Klaassen against Michael Smith. One more place up for grabs in the third round tomorrow. Suljovic, the sole surviving Austrian, their main hope. Suljovic desperate to avoid an early exit as he suffered last year.
Game on!
And after back-to-back final appearances on the European Tour, Suljovic is once again knocking on the door and making genuine claims here for a second European Tour title of his career, and he would love nothing more than to win one in front of his
140.
It would mean the absolute world to him to do it. Finalist in Gibraltar, finalist in Hamburg.
The family Suljovic here, cheering on their husband and dad, respectively. I assume Ronnie's got his brother here as well cheering him on. I know Kim is here, maybe he's just gone home. Seen off Rusty Jake Rodriguez. Yeah, all right, Ronnie, you take on Austria's #1 in front of a partisan home crowd. I'm going to go and get my head down.
Wasn't the Huybrechts meeting in this bottom half of the draw as well? It could happen.
They have met on big stages before. Remember the meeting at the Grand Slam.
139.
Although it is Mervyn King who awaits the winner of this one. The King, very good earlier on today, beat Zoran Lurchbacher. Won it 6-2 with an average pushing 100.
164.
Ronny Huybrechts for the biggest checkout of the weekend. Not to beat.
James Wilson was his opening opponent yesterday here in Vienna. He beat him 6-5 with an average of just over 88. 6 from 22 on the doubles. Room for improvement there, you feel, for Ronny. Making his 4th European Tour appearance of the year. Hasn't gone beyond the second round this year.
133. Ronny Huybrechts, 109.
Also made it to 4 European Tour events last year as well, and again didn't go beyond the second round in any of those either.
Mensur Suljovic has just scowled at the scoreboard there. Why? Well, he's hit a 13. I think he might have thought that would be to leave 32.
42.
Not a problem, 14 double 14, surely, Mensur. Don't moan about hitting that 13.
He only needs 2 darts at double 14. Usually you need... Well, maybe, yeah. The way he's sort of celebrated that suggests that the error was not the scoreboards, but Mensur's himself. But he takes out the double 14 anyway. Now that is a chant I know the words to.
60.
Hey, hey, Super Mensur, I believe. And you don't need to speak German to translate that. It means, hey, hey, Super Mensur. I mean, it's the same in both languages.
54.
It transcends linguistic barriers.
Ah.
Just like the game itself.
Just like Mensur Suljovic himself. If aliens landed tomorrow, we could just show them a picture of Mensur to show that we are a peaceful, loving species. Gentle.
And he is the gentle. He is our ambassador for gentleness. Ronny Huybrechts looking to get back on terms in this second leg.
A struggle if Mensur fires in a maximum here.
100.
Doesn't manage that, just 100, and already we're seeing the flailing arms of Mensur at his most demonstrative this evening. Always makes it interesting.
$97.
Well, this weekend has been all about brothers, hasn't it? We've been talking about the Rodriguez, but could well have two of the Huybrechts clan in the last 16 tomorrow. Work to do, though, here for Ronny.
81.
And again, a look of exasperation on the face of Mensur Suljovic after that particular visit. He's down to 160, but he feels it should be a lot better off than he is.
100. Mensur require 160.
Mensur absolutely lathering himself up in chalk. There's more chalk on Mensur's hands than an old school blackboard. Oh. Ooh. Not quite. Ronny not down to a finish, so Mensur sets it up.
140.
Double 10 will do for Mensur when he returns for a 2-0 lead.
And Huybrechts not really applying too much pressure here anyway. This leg may well be beyond him now. Suljovic looking at double 10.
20.
Inconvenienced slightly here, Mensur.
Game shot.
But not too much longer. 2-0.
Ronny to throw first. Game on.
And he acknowledges the crowd's celebrations as well. Well, Ronny Huybrechts has a couple of relatively recent Pro Tour final appearances under his belt, both against Simon Whitlock, one at the Players' Championship event in Ireland last October and one at this year's 5th UK Open qualifier, where he beat Gary Anderson and Michael Smith. And he hit a 9-dart finish on the way as well against Darren Webster.
I remember it well.
That was the 5th of 19 this year. Dare we talk about 9-dart legs here?
You talk about them all you want. I mean, you may as well talk about it. You're not going to see one. Don't happen on the European Tour. Curse of Ross Smith.
94.
And I could only dig out one previous encounter between these two as well. And that also was in the Players' Championship towards the end of last year. In the 19th event, it was a match that was won by Mensur Suljovic 6 legs to 4. And that is all we have to go on as far as previous encounters are concerned.
100.
Well, last year, Mensur Suljovic, obviously a lot of expectation on Mensur because coming into a tournament in his home city, it was when Mensur was really making serious moves up the rankings. He'd been doing it for a number of months. I think he'd cashed in every single event leading up to that in 2016. But he was beaten in a decided leg by Kyle Anderson, who of course went on to make the semi-finals. And for my money that weekend, Kyle Anderson was the best player across the tournament. But Mensur Suljovic looking to make amends. Oh, cannot find a second treble 20 that would have given him a dart at the bullseye.
98. Ronny requires 77.
So to get a leg on the board, Ronny Huybrechts, treble 19 for double 10.
Part 1 satisfied. Double 10 then for Ronny. Just nudging the wire. Ooh,
Oh, he's busted.
And he's busted score.
How often are we seeing people do that? Busting.
Echoes
on
of
double
Ian
15.
White from the UK Open.
I think Alan Norris did it twice in one leg last time out in the
He
Euro
did.
Tour.
He
We've
did.
seen it all the time at the minute. I'm not sure what's happened. Have they made double 15 bigger?
And Mensur now all of a sudden is looking at a potential 3-0 lead here. Double 16 he wants.
56.
Well, the problem is Ronny Huybrechts
Ronny
busting that.
77.
He's back to 77. I mean, it had been far better if he'd even missed inside, and he was coming back looking at double 5. But
Got to do it all over again now.
oh, well, it's only going to be a dart at the bullseye, potentially. It is a dart at the bullseye. Oh, and he's bang in the middle of the bullseye.
Brilliant.
Couldn't hit double 10
Absolutely.
with 2 darts, but he hits the ball with 1. Ronny Huybrechts. Have you ever seen the light?
That's got to be one of the best moments of the day. Absolutely superb.
140.
Busts his score, comes back and takes it out on the bull. Brilliant stuff, Ronny. And he starts off with a treble 1 as well.
83.
Suljovic kicks off with a ton 40.
Crowd doing their best to G Mensur on. Not that he needs much G'ing on, to be honest.
He doesn't. Back-to-back ton 40s here, in control of this 4th leg. Just keeping that average in the 97 bracket or so, 97, 98 or so.
41.
As I said to Paul Nicholson, I'm ignoring averages now after Kim Viljanen's performance today against Peter
99.
White. Well, there was a huge gulf between the two, but it was the Finn who came through to win 6-5.
Yeah, it must be right up there with the biggest discrepancies in averages with the lower average winning.
Mensur Suljovic, 122.
I remember Raymond van Barneveld beating Phil Taylor despite Taylor averaging 115 in the Premier League as Mensur.
Oh, look at this. Looking at tops.
Game shot.
Brilliant. Absolutely sublime from Mensur Suljovic. The 77 from Ronny was pretty special. That was pretty special as well. 1-2-2 for a 3-1 lead.
140.
%50 on doubles, kind of what you expect from Mensur Suljovic. Expect plenty of this too.
140.
Expect a lot. He's got. I know he's a odd player to watch, and some people don't like that he's slow, and
I think he's quickened up a lot.
I think Mensur throws at all different kinds of paces, to be honest. It's just the inconsistencies with it. But I think it's absolutely fascinating. And don't let it detract from the quality of the darts this man has been throwing for a good 2 years now.
140.
He's a really good player.
Look, you don't stealth your way up to number 7 in the world. He may only have 1 PDC title to his name, but he is consistently
59.
Going deep in tournaments.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. Especially on the European Tour as well. 2 finals back-to-back. In that final against Van Gerwen in Hamburg, I thought it was one of his quickest matches ever.
Mensur's the chance.
140.
Quickened up there as well. He had a little bit of momentum behind that final dart. Ton 40 gets him down to a finish of 81.
Yeah, real pro leg. 3 ton 40s, back to back to back. To leave 81. Huybrechts not able to find a maximum.
Yeah, typical Mensur. Not a single 180 in this match so far, but 7 140 plus scores. It's exactly what he does.
It's got to be frustrating. The one thing I would say, if you're ever backing 180s in a Mensur Suljovic game, he will frustrate you because he'll hit 170s at the start of legs and 177s, 174s, and double 18. Good guide. Kiss off the barrel and in.
Game
Bit
shot.
like that. Mensur headbutt as well. It's 4-1.
And the crowd absolutely love that. And there is a huge, huge gulf now in these averages. Mensur 106. Just down to 105 after that last visit. Ronny on 85. 20 points between the two. First 9, very, very healthy as well for Mensur. Super Mensur is marching and cruising into the last 16 here. Milton King, better watch out.
The double gilding as a thank you to the crowd there from Mensur Suljovic. Back-to-back 12 darters.
58.
How do you respond, Ronny Huybrechts? Well, he responds with a 58 to kick off this leg, and that's not enough.
Yeah, that's been his problem over the last 2 or 3 legs as well.
60.
Started off with the 81 in the previous leg as well, and just isn't getting out of the blocks and putting Mensur under any pressure from the word go as Mensur orchestrates the crowd over Ronny's shoulder.
This has less
50.
a feeling of a competitive game of sport and more some sort of like nationalistic coronation. It's like the welcoming home of King Mensur. This is just a sideshow for it. This seems a fait accompli. Mensur is just turning up here, being Mensur, and that is too good for Ronny Huybrechts tonight, and everybody seems to know it. This may change. Ronny is incredible. I mean, he should have won his first PDC title that weekend he mentioned in Ireland.
Yeah.
Should have beaten Simon Whitlock, missed darts to do so. And unfortunately, uncorked the Simon Whitlock genie, and he went on to claim another 4 titles after that in as many months. Ronny Huybrechts, maybe he could have been doing that over the last few months if he just found that way to win.
Yeah, 1 or 2 thought the Whitlock genie was back in the bottle, but well, on the evidence of what he did earlier today against Vincent van der Voort, maybe not the case, although Vincent van der Voort not looking totally comfortable on the oche earlier. But back to the here and now. Mensur
65.
is closing in on another leg here. 116 away with Ronny on 225.
Well, he's going to leave himself a finish here, barring a catastrophe.
140.
Yeah.
Mensur require 160.
Down to a 2-darter. Mensur Suljovic, one of the players who stays on the 20s for a 116 rather than looking at the 19s. Double 18, he's already got the weight of dart, adjusts the line, and it's there.
98. Ronny
You
require
see,
85.
suggesting that he just dipped, didn't give it enough. And Ronny Huybrechts, that ton 40, has given himself a chance of a breaker throw here.
Yes, he certainly has. 70 away then. Bullseye for Ronny.
60.
Not quite as deadly as when he went for it earlier on for the 77 checkout, and that means that Mensur Suljovic comes back looking at double 9, which is just next door.
So you know what?
Yep.
Game shot.
There it is.
Mensur.
In that northwest corner, he is absolutely imperious. Okay, he missed 1 go at double 14 earlier, but look what it means. Oh, he's celebrating. Will he be celebrating prematurely? I suspect he'll get away with it. Ronny Huybrechts has a lot of work to do here. Needs to win 5 on the spin, but
60.
well, the wind is clearly in the sails of Austria here.
Last night, Rusty Jake Rodriguez gave us quite the finale for a noisy Austrian crowd who cheered their man on with
94.
a stunning last 5 legs, hitting 180s in every single one of them, sent them home happy from day 1 of the Austrian Darts Open. It appears to be a similar story this evening with Austria's number 1, Mensur Suljovic. Rusty Jake couldn't repeat his heroics against Kim Huybrechts earlier on in the evening session. The number 7 seed, the Hurricane, going through to the final day of action. But Ronny Huybrechts has just not had an answer against Mensur Suljovic and the 2,500 fans who have been chanting his name periodically through the first 6.5 legs of this, and they may not be
98.
chanting it for much longer while the game is going on, but I would imagine there'll be many more chants of Mensur's name long after the winning double is hit.
Yeah, it's worked out absolutely perfectly for the Austrian fans with that finale last night, and what seems like a perfect finale here today as well on day 2 of the Austrian Darts Open. Plenty more to look forward to tomorrow as well. Usual format on the final day. 8 third-round matches in the afternoon session, and then the business end of things from 7 o'clock tonight. Suljovic here looking at 127 for a place in the last 16.
To finish in style with yet another 12-dart leg. Does he go for it?
Go on, Mensur.
Oh, he does, and he misses it, and it was very nearly the fanfare finish that Mensur wanted to give these fans. You can see how disappointed he is. But he's going to come back. And that one, well, I mean, it was a resigned 57 from Ronny Huybrechts, that last dart. A trudge to the back of the stage because he knows what's coming, doesn't he? Double eight. Mensur nails it. And Suljovic setting things straight after an early exit from the Austrian Darts Open in his home city of Vienna last year.